likes mango canal or whichever one, however you pronounce it. I said, let me walk up to the chenet tree. And on the way, I could see that the plum was bearing as well, right? An abundance. An abundance. We have avocado bearing all across Trinidad and Tobago. Well, as for mango, and yet, like my mother said yesterday, and yet they're still trying to bust price on you in the market, man. Oh gosh. But link with a friend, right? Connect, ask family, friends, and you'll find the abundance that exists in Trinidad and Tobago that we have to appreciate. I could fall long fuss skating on chenet seed because the children in the community, they still know where the trees are and they enjoy it to the max, right? They enjoy it, and we must utilize what God has blessed us with. We must go back to understanding our seasons and what God naturally provides for us in that particular area where I live as well. When it's rainy season and stuff, nobody is studying to fight up with WASA, right? Because pipe-borne water is a bit of an issue. You know, it has to be pumped up a pretty steep hill. So we have innovated, right? We have innovated in the sense that we are connected to our roof so we can get rainwater continuously. You don't even have to study if booster down, if what day is water. That is how blessed with abundance Trinidad and Tobago is. And we must just find ways to be resilient and to thrive, because we live in a climate, we live in a space that allows us to thrive if we know and if we understand how to live. And therefore, I say that, and it leads us to the point that it is so critical to understand how to live sensibly, right? And part of that sensibly is simply as well. Do not take for granted the periods in time when you have some disposable income, right? When you have a little money going on, utilize that to the best of your ability to ensure your future, because nothing lasts forever and there are always ups and downs. I could even find positives out of the last 9 years, right? As challenging, as difficult, as evil as it was made against the poor and the middle class, the business class of Trinidad and Tobago, working, struggling, not the up, not right up here, but I could still find a blessing in the resilience that it should have taught us. Because if you had successfully survived that period, you would have learned some lessons. And now it is incumbent on us to translate those lessons into what we pray is going to be a period of more opportunity. A period of certainly more care, where we can thrive a little bit more, where we could prepare for maybe a little bit more challenging times that certainly come with life. Once you dance through that period of rain and pain, just hold that patience. So we have a little joke sometimes, and I saw even my friend NCW trying to get people to understand, hey, life is a process, and there are processes before things can really get going. And there's a joke we always make. We say, hey, listen, we've been through 9+ years of pain. It ain't too hard to just have a little more patience. If we could bear that, if we could survive that, and some people, it's been so challenging they have not survived. That's the actual consequence of uncaring, harsh, vicious government as well. It has a human impact. You better believe it. So we laugh and we say, yeah, man, come on. If we've been through that period, we could definitely have the patience and the resilience to hold on until things gradually improve. So enjoy the abundance that exists. And like my mom was always also saying, I don't know what people holding on and trying to sell avocados for $20 and $25 for. It can't even last for long. So reduce the price, give it away before it spoils, because money ain't everything. And my neighbor came up by me to drop some avocados, and his daughter, and he likes the mangoes that I was speaking about. So he says she really saying she want to come up, She's sensing the mangoes there, and I say, well, yeah. And then I helped him and I picked some, and he got what was good that fell as well. What is the point? What is the point of abundance if we hoard it? What is the point of abundance if we keep it for ourselves and it spoils and it rots? The money doesn't rot, but we rot. And it becomes of no use to us. And we allow where we live to decay because of our selfishness, because of our greed. So let's check. Let's check ourselves. I miss Mano. Mano used to be on. I think Mano is his name. Give something, and don't expect anything back in return. Just share. The lines are lighting up already, right? Good morning.
Hey, brother Fuad, morning. Blessings to you.
Morning, and blessings to you, man.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I'll be very brief. I enjoy what you're saying right now. Even the conversation about stand your ground legislation, they apply that in terms of use of firearms. But initially, when I heard the term stand your ground, I talked about it in a broader sense. Just, you as a citizen, having respect for yourself, having respect for the country as a whole.
Yeah.
And saying, hey, I think it's time, or I think it's necessary that we respect our rights as people. So what you're saying about that topic, and I would say, we just need to respect freedom of choice. We don't have to like the same things. We don't have to do the same things. We don't have to move at the same speed in terms of personal decisions, but we need to have that equal respect for personal choice.
Yeah, man.
You know, and some of us need to kind of mind our own business and things. Some people like to think is that everybody thing. Something should be unique and, you know, separate to yourself. So keep up the great work as usual, brother, and full respect.
Yeah, thank you very much. Blessings, man.
Man.
Yeah. So, and it goes a step further, right? So, I enjoyed another avocado. I kept on the sharing because, you know, I called my friend to see if they were home to drop one for them. But I enjoyed somebody else would have given my mom, and when I passed by her, she had the smaller ones that turn purple. Right, if you all know the name of that avocado, but delicious as well. And she was saying, boy, you know, after she said they don't want to reduce the price of the avocados in the market. She's saying, and if we were different people, all this avocado wouldn't be wasting. We'd put it in a jar with some salt and some pepper. We have some tremendous pepper in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? I moved to a even more local pepper sauce. Our old lady told me that one real good. And it is actually exceptional. Apart from the big names, we already have big names in pepper in Trinidad, right? I ain't giving no free ads today. All they pay all their money, right? But I moved to a more local indigenous pepper because, you know, it's not as packaged as well. So it speaks towards it probably being a smaller company. But a little bit of that, a little bit of salt, you have to be careful with the salt, right? Know yourself and know your health situation. And you get a tremendous spread. And if we were really focused and utilizing these blessings, we would be jarring that, put that in a jar, slap Trinidad and Tobago on it and whatever else brand and making money. Maybe it is too much abundance. Maybe we have lost that ability to innovate in the handout, in the instant gratification. Maybe we really, really need guidance and leadership. I say maybe, but that maybe is a certainty. Maybe we really need that helping hand as well. Because more than just our thought of an idea, we feel sometimes so decimated. And there's such a lack of confidence in us as well that we lack that spirit even to lift ourselves, to start, to begin. We don't know where to start. Worse yet, when you look at the financial challenges of beginning. So I was exceptionally happy as well to see all those interns going into a program with TSCT and B-Mobile. 2 young people speaking yesterday. You know, even brave enough, the Prime Minister picked up the first young lady's phone because she was using her phone to follow the little notes and stuff, you know. That's technology now. You find a lot of young people. We ain't gonna make no script notes. We will type whatever it is on our phone, our notes on our phone, and watch it. And then even the second young man making an effort to speak without any notes at all, to just share a few words on the program that they are involved in. And our successful, extremely successful people, sportsmen, entertainers who are extremely identifiable, being part of that program and that process to to encourage, to motivate these young people. You know, as much as people, you know, Bravo, he might have his little ways, right? But tremendous sportsman. Don't get confused. All the fun that he has because he enjoys singing and entertaining almost as much as entertaining on the cricket pitch, right? And he has transitioned tremendously with his image, with his profile, etc. Right? Don't drink anything, you know. Don't drink, don't smoke. Healthy lifestyle. You know, they're inspiring young people. Suresh Puran, right? Because the Prime Minister renamed him yesterday, right? A number of times, just calling him by another Puran, which is actually a family member to him. I thought that was his next name or something. But yeah, Nicholas, really inspiring young people. Really inspiring them, showing them what they are capable of if they put in that discipline and that effort, and making a mark on Trinidad and Tobago, on the world for Trinidad and Tobago. And well, we can't not mention our young brother, right? Young brother doing exceptional things, as we have done exceptional things in the entertainment arena. As one commentator said, coming from nothing, what they describe as nothing, coming from nothing and working hard, you know, organically making that effort, enjoying that effort, and taking your talent, because in us is talent. We have something that we are great at, and taking that talent and now reaching to heights. I'm sure that it is surreal for him. I'm sure that even in himself he has difficulty understanding where he is and where he is going. So we want to continue to inspire our youth. We want to outline the tremendous opportunities that we do have in Trinidad and Tobago, and we want to create opportunities and help those who may be a little battered and beaten mentally, so that they can grasp those opportunities. We take the short break, and then we invite your calls. I know some people are already calling, right? But we invite the calls. Blessings.
Children of Israel, for the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood. Remember, every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message with Gospel in the Bones Ministry, right here on the street 919 FM.
Are you searching for answers to life's questions? Those things that disturb and concern you the most? Why all the wickedness? Why the suffering in the world? Will it end? Who is responsible? Well, if so, join us right here on The Street 91.9 FM every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. with Brother Samuel Gooding and Roland White, where we open the Bible and find answers to all these things and more. For it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
Planning your Tobago getaway? Choose the highest Google-rated car rental company on the island, O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago. Located just minutes from the A&R Robinson International Airport, at O'Neill, we pride ourselves on being the most tech-savvy car rental company in Tobago. Our process is 100% digital. No paperwork, no long lines. From easy pickup to seamless returns, renting a car in Tobago has never been simpler. WhatsApp us now at 1-868-361-1042 to book your vehicle. Don't forget to mention promo code RADIO2 to receive a 5% discount on your rental. Send a WhatsApp message to 1-868-361-1042 today. That's 1-868-361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals Tobago, the easiest, most reliable car rental experience on the island.
Vehicle availability is subject to change. Driver must be at least 25 years old and have a valid driver's license to book. For more information, visit www.rentalcartobago.com.
We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. We rollin' big when the jackpot hit. Play way fast cash, that is the fit. We rollin' big. Fast cash and play way take win. No extra spend, just vibes and luck. Play way and fast cash turn up. We rollin', yes we rollin' big. Fast cash and play way take win. Mega mix or monster pick. Jackpot from 10,000 quick.
Jackpot starting at $10,000 have now been added to NLCB's Playway and Fast Cash games. Wager on Playway Mega Mix or Fast Cash Monster Draw for a chance to win the jackpot after every draw. Don't miss out. Visit NLCBgames.com for details. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly.
Turn big purchases into small payments with Furniture Plus credit plans. Pay just $1 down and 0 installments for 90 days. Retirees, self-employed, and permanent employees can apply. Furnish your home with Furniture Plus credit plans today. Conditions apply.
The #1 bookstore in Trinidad is having the biggest back-to-school sale for the holidays.
Shop at Charon's Bookstore for the biggest back-to-school sale.
All your kindergarten, preschool,
primary, secondary school,
and tertiary education supplies at ridiculously low prices. Charon's also carries a wide range of sneakers, socks, t-shirts, vests for girls and boys,
and much more items for school. So don't miss Charon's back-to-school sale.
Now on Eastern Main Road, San Juan, Tunapuna.
2 locations at Trin City Mall, ground level and first level. We're also open on Sundays from 8 a.m. Check us on Facebook for up-to-date info and promotions. Also, message us for a quick response.
Light up your weekends at Vibes Nightclub, Tobago's hottest spot. 3 epic nights of music and energy await every Thursday. Karaoke Thursdays. Kick off at 8 p.m. with free entry. Grab the mic, unleash your inner star, and sing all night. Beers on special for $10, 2 Campari for $25, and giveaways for the best singers. Every Friday, Limers Fridays. Kick off at 8 p.m. with free entry. Vibes with your crew and enjoy beers on special for $10, 2 Campari for $25, and 2 White Oak for $25. Every Saturday, Raw Saturdays. Everything goes, nothing but good vibes. Free entry and an all-star DJ cast to bring the vibes. Vibes Nightclub is where Tobago shines. Join us Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for music, fun, and unforgettable nights. Don't miss out. Your weekend starts at Vibes.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning on The Street 919 FM radio. Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113.
The time is 7 a.m. This time check is sponsored by Nescafe Ready to Drink. It just hits different.
Any playlist right, it hits different. Can you feel that shift? Nescafe, ready to drink. On the road, be on the go. Just grab your crew and grab your brew. Hits different, hits different. Vanilla latte mocha, it's different. Nescafe, the party never over.
Nescafe, ready to drink.
The
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Hi there, I'm Lester Sublal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and fifth Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back. Good morning again, Trinidad and Tobago. All praise is due to the Most High Creator. And we thank Him for the opportunity of life. What stood out to me with the young man yesterday, I'm going to take the call and then I'll continue. Good morning, Mr. West.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Fuad. Mr. Fuad, I appreciate after a long interval of, what I'm saying, the absence of preparation of our young people to meet the demands of the modern industrial revolution. And I am saying that the project with respect to training those people between the ages of 17 and 21, it must be commended. Because you need to prepare people for the world that we live in. And because the thing about it is involvement. You can't have people train people, and when you train them with old technology, outdated, obsolete, redundant. You need to keep abreast of the changes and the demands of because any country, any investment, multilateral company or transnational seeking to invest, or anybody seeking to invest now, you want people whose skills meet the demand for efficient production, manufacturing, and the like. And I'm saying that it's a good idea. It's a good approach, and it's so very early in the term, in the sense of preparing this world to meet the challenges of the modern world. We can't continue the way we do it. We operate in. And the fact remains is that you prepare them for your local market, but those people who would want to go away and where their skills are required in terms of probably going to maybe America, because we don't want to have them after these 4 years, whether in fact things would remain the same or you would have a new approach by probably a democratic government if they happen to by chance, happen to take office. It may, in fact, they may have a change in policy. I don't know. And therefore, if you give those people an opportunity to go there, you have other parts of the world, even not the Caribbean. But you need to provide them with the necessary skills, necessary training. People involved in, let's say, mechanics and what, auto mechanic and whatnot. They're updated technology, which would make those people who operate in just by air redundant. So I congratulate them. And yes, AI has its disadvantages in the sense that it can displace and whatnot, displace large numbers of populations, if not properly regulated. But I'm saying I must commend the trend. And that this government, this is what I'm saying, it's a different approach. Because even when they were given the children and then the laptop, they were equipping them from very young. And this is how places like China and those Japan, this is how they become prosperous as the world leaders in terms of the economy and economic growth and development. That is how they prepare the children from young with the necessary skills. And the skills, as I said, I don't want to be too repetitious, but the skill has to be based on what the demand is, and not just training for training's sake. Thank you, Mr. Abubakar.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. West. We have to prepare society to utilize the skills and the energies of all of your people. You have to prepare a society that is able to move forward in a meaningful way. It cannot be just, this is a open plunder and this type of laissez-faire governance that we saw before, where the impetus and the focus is on a few accumulating and consolidating their power and their wealth. And everybody else is by consequence. Everything else just, however it hang, it swing. We have to structure society with hope. And more than anything, this signals the beginning of hope for our young people. And we need to prepare ourselves to accept the ability to move forward, to accept the opportunities to move forward. We need to think, when we have the opportunities to articulate what we want as a people, when we have the forum to speak about what we want to see in the budget, it has to be where we understand that we want further development. It has to be that we understand that we want further investment. It has to be that we understand we want access to one of the most basic and important components of production, just land space. And we saw, again, look at this short time period. Carney workers getting their allocations of land that have languished for almost 2 decades, 20 years. Land that now could be agricultural land as well, because part of the process is agricultural land. Land that could be cultivated. That's the whole understanding and notion behind this empowerment, was people who have those skills because they were involved in the agricultural process. Now, not having their means of earning anymore because of the closing of the company. But you give them that land, that acre of agricultural land and homestead as well, but the agricultural land in particular, so that they can use their skills and continue that agricultural production that is essential. And I'm saying to young people, have that patience. It's not taking that long. We've been through 9 years plus, with few exceptions of a little program here and a program there, in terms of then, you know, you could own some land, you have access to some land. But you will find that very soon that empowerment will come. This government will provide the opportunity to young people to access land. And you must seize that opportunity. Those who live now in cramped conditions, in urban, confinement, where there really isn't much room to grow, literally and metaphorically. Prepare yourself to accept and to use that opportunity. Morning, caller, welcome.
Good morning to you.
Morning.
I had a question, because if what you just said to me there is the vision of this administration, then I on board. So could you point me, because you just talking this to me, you are just speaking based on what you would like to see. I have not seen or read anywhere in the manifesto of this administration that here going on. You see the poorest group of people, which they consider to be the African race. Well, America have a thing, what they call it? Not equal opportunity. That's our next thing. I ain't see the administration, because that is the mantra, Black people suffer under the PNM. That's what you just telling me. And all the oppression that the PNM did, because there's a group of young black people you talking to. So I would like you to tell me, point me in the direction of the UNC's manifesto, where what you just tell them, whole young people that all they get to vote for them, which part that is promised to them. That their self-benefit of land, just like what Mr. Manning did because they was in office before and they couldn't do it, They only do it now because of the pressure that was put under them, and there's a reason why it's not supposed to be done. Because I have take a drive down Couva and see what they did. The land was supposed to be for what? Agricultural purposes. Before they left office, they made it in a way that they could turn it into building spots. So I want to see that set that they give away. When are we going to see it become agricultural land? Right? So I want to tell me which part in the manifesto that dreams you now pelt out of them young people, and when? Because it's only 5 years. It's only 5 years. All that talk, it's only 5 years. So tell them which part in the 5 years, that land that you're talking about, and equal opportunity for all, when that's going to take place. Enjoy your morning.
Yeah, you as well. I'm grateful that you have conceded, right? And I look forward to you conceding as well when the opportunities do come in short stead. Not long, in short stead. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Abubakar. I know that there's a plan to frustrate me out of the radio, But I have
Don't get frustrated.
That plan won't succeed, because I've watched the deterioration of this country, the decline of this country, with the nonsense that goes on. And some people moving from station, from program to program, in an attempt to oust me from the station, because they want, and I'll tell you the plan. The plan is to take control of the various programs. That is the plan. And spew the propaganda. But as long as I have the strength and the breadth and strength, and people are willing to hear me on the station, I would continue, because I believe that people, you need to educate people, enlighten people, share with them, listen to them, right? And not engage in deception and that kind of thing. But what I want to say is this, because I've heard it before with respect to those charity workers. the question of Bishop, those people were, in fact, I think the Minister of Agriculture then, I think it was Rahal, somebody could correct me on that. And they closed down the Caroni and they offer inducement to the people to accept Bishop, which was they give them, offer them a parcel of land and the Bishop was, that was the consideration. There was an agreement, there was an offer and acceptance. And you had consideration. There was also the intention to create legal relations. And the terms were clear, certainty of terms. And therefore, when you make a contract, both parties have obligations. And the state must lead by example, because you're talking about, if you deal with your own people like that, you think you could attract foreign investment? Because they don't believe that you would accept when they come here and you sign memorandum of understanding and agreements and whatnot. They don't believe. You have to give them the belief that you would honor it. And therefore, the government had an obligation to those people because they gave them, they made a commitment. And you could not, and they refused to give the people the land. And therefore, this government has an obligation to give the people the land. You can't enter a contract with no agreement with me that I'm going to do something for you and you're going to do something in return. And when the time comes, you renege, you back, you breaching it. No, that is not how modern society operates. That is jungle behavior.
But
I don't know where they're going with that.
Empowerment of your people with land. How could we be negative towards that? I don't think.
No, but what they're trying to say, the idea they're trying to say is that it is because of the East Indians and they didn't give them no land. That was negotiated.
But
nobody will do them a favor.
But they think also that it is only East Indians that were working for Carney.
No, but what they didn't understand, it was the same UNC government in a prior incarnation, which they decided those people who were squatting, the certificate of comfort and all these things. But those people, the time will come when in fact those people up in wherever they're located, they would be allocated land, depending on the circumstances. So I don't think people just get up on a morning just so. You had 9 years, you didn't get them any land. The whole of Shagarama owned and controlled by one set of people. When you have the people down in Wharf Road and all these things, did they assist them? Those people in Carnage, did they give them land in Carnage, Mutoka Valley and all these places there to plant or to engage in agriculture? They didn't do that. They haven't done that. Look at the people up in Moruga, where Michelle is up there. They put a plant there with I can't remember the name of that plant.
Yeah, production facility.
Right. Did they give the people and them land? Did they give them land? And I am certain that during this period of time, those people will get the land. So this kind of thing, this propaganda and this trying to spew division in this country here about Indians, no. This is, as the gentleman from say, a plural society. We have to look at the country as a whole and don't try to drive this wedge, right, between the different bodies in this country. Thank you.
Mr. West and Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Barataria wishes and hopes that it is a 5-year term. He would wish and he would hope, given his agenda and whoever supports his agenda. But I could promise you that if delivery continues the way that it is taking place, that there is no hope for that type of backwardness coming back into office in Trinidad and Tobago. There's no hope for that. And we look forward. I promise the people of Trinidad and Tobago, get especially, yes, Mr. Barata, I'm speaking specifically to those young people in the East-West corridor. I'm saying prepare yourself and your minds in a way so that you can accept the opportunities that will come. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Sean.
Morning, Granny. Morning.
Granny does be waiting to hear a good program, boy. Granny does be waiting to hear a good program. I hope that the youth, the PNM youth, change their mind and do something good for themselves and think something good for themselves if they're not thinking about party. Think something good for the future and do something good for yourself. Either a sacrifice to take education, either a sacrifice to take some trade, or you sacrifice yourself to go and work in the garden for somebody and save your little change and see how you can put on a lot and see what you can do. I want to send out a message to the people of Trinidad if they could remember.
I lost you there, Granny. I don't know what happened, right? Listen, the urban youth in Trinidad and Tobago don't even support no PNM in no major way. A couple will get confused by family relations, whatever. The mother had to tell them and force them to go and vote PNM. Tell them that KFC. Yes. Urban youth.
President Fuad.
Yeah, man. Blessings. Urban youth in Trinidad don't support PNM.
When you can have 5 you can drink how much goat blood. You can sacrifice so much soul. This government going down 15 years straight and more. Get the next power at the PNM again. But Fuad, for the last 9 years, right? How much land Dr. Early gave away?
Yeah.
For the black people, you see you're the blackest man, you know. Because the honorable cameras are again in carrying workers' land, watching that guys are racial, you know. That the gender battle, I the post just more than they in Heights, you know.
Little do they know that is African and Indian was working for Carney too, you know. My partner who passed away, Nigel Neverson, who goalkeeper for Trinidad and Tobago, who was working Carney. He lived to see only get the house lot, and he passed away before he could get the agricultural acre. But his son now go get what is due. So it's not just don't come with that. They can't come with that nonsense, man.
Yes, I don't watch them. They come to spread the propaganda. You tell the political for shit, Mr. West. Mr. West, how long for the health and strength? That's someone on bong their life. But people remember the piece of land, we give them in Train City. You remember as they Pande.
Right.
Roll, you come and take the land. The land was there for 25 years and they know nothing on the land. So we do deserve land or what? Fuad, watch them, eh? Have a blessed day. Salaam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Peace be unto you. Hey, all you prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves for real opportunity. Right? We're not wasting our time with just that handout nonsense. For 9.5 years after marching with Guave Road farmers, after marching with them, you know, Mama Guy convinced them, Carnage people, Diego Martin West by extension, different organizations, marching with them. Like literally, Mr. Oli walk, march, champion for votes. And then you in office, you have the power for 9+ years. And up to now, those farmers, land that belonged to their families before, land that belongs to the people that they have utilized and they have planted on for decades. You did not regularize the situation. It's not even regularization. It's just ensuring that legally they get back what is theirs. This government will put the PNM to shame. They will put the PNM to shame in the constituencies that are even predominantly supporting that craziness, your own destruction. The UNC will put they will put that destruction, they will put the PNM to shame. Just wait. Not long, Mr. Barataria. Not long, Not long. You would have nowhere you could go to talk that type of nonsense. Yeah, yes, Granny, we lost you just now. Sorry about that.
Yes, no, I wanted to explain something. No, your program good. No, when Kamala was in office, Prime Minister the last time, she gave out visa comfort and they go mapping.
Yeah.
She gave the Baptist people land. She gave David Mohammed land.
Yeah.
She gave Insan Ismail land.
Yeah.
She wasn't choosing who wanted for what purpose, good purpose. She gave it. You understand? So she did give family, did give land.
Yeah.
You know, and John Humphrey gave the Susu land. He didn't give this or that, but choose people. If they go in national much, if they go in plenty places, John Humphrey under the UNC government give out Susu land. When they want to talk about, if you forget, I reminding you. Granny reminding you, they can't tell you the feeling of Granny here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the UNC give out land. Thank you, son. God bless you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. The only person I could remember over the last 10 years getting any land was a big 1% company that could buy land. The amount of money that particular company makes. They didn't need to get no grant or no, I think 20-something acres or something. They don't need no grant. They could have afforded to pay the state something for that land. That's the only I could remember. If all I could remember other people, but silently and quietly, while in the mayoral offices, while in positions of power, while they empower their 1% in strategic positions where they can take leases and take land, they take the whole country. Just drive along that maritime economic coast. Just drive along that economic west peninsula. On the left-hand side where all of the economic activity takes place maritime-wise, you find the 1% have had a good time and having a good time. And if you look to the right and you take a right onto some of those streets and you go in, you will see where the real inhabitants, the real people who have lived there for such a long period of time, live without access, without empowerment, squished into one or two facilities, squished. No growth and direction for them in that huge sector that is tremendously profitable. That is the legacy. So, Granny, you could assist, but you can't tell me. My eyes open. And that's all I say to Trinbagonians as well. Open your eyes, not just then on them, but open your eyes even now. And make me proud when you come, because this government actually has the respect to have a consultation with us. Make me proud with what you speak and what you ask for. I mean, I go say it too, That's why I could tell you what will come. I could say it as well. And I have been saying it. And there are others who are involved who will say it. But understand what lies in front of us. Understand where real value is. Understand where we can find the capacity to grow. Understand that if we stay within these four walls of apartments upon apartments upon apartments, we only become slaves to the city, providing cheap labor. Branch out. There's a brother who I know, he used to live in Port of Spain, you know, in these areas, HGC, whatever. And of course, because of the environment as well, environment has an impact on you. The breeze different in the countryside. The colors different. He move out. He say, you see that? And my children, especially his children, growing up as well in that environment and continuing, because he himself got sort of involved in the defense of self as well, right? Self-preservation within the environment. He moved countryside. And you have the ability to grow your own food. You have the ability to put on 12 avocado tree. You have the ability to put on 100 tiny coconut. The truck pulling up by you and pressing the horn in front of you to ask you to buy your coconut, to go on your tree and pick your coconut and give you money. You have space to breed. Isn't there nobody to quarrel right next to you who want to quarrel and quarrel and quarrel? And pelt your son up this and problems and bacchanal because they self-frustrated. You know it is to live in a depressed economically area, over-inhabited, with everybody have tremendous frustrations. That's a recipe for disaster. Morning, brother, morning.
Yeah, God, for I give thanks to the Almighty God, Allah, Creator and everything. For this answer, I just listen everything all these commenters just had to say. But I just look for cause and effect and these kind of things to talk on the air. Because when I look at global affairs and all these things we have studied, I come from a world of Christianity with my mother and father. My mother, my mother twin brother still is a preacher and he nearly 100 years. And my father and his brother built one set of churches all over Trinidad, Baptist people. And I leave and I go and I join 7 days. But the kind of ideas I get from these 7 days people, things like, for instance, it is easier for a camel to enter Needles Island than a rich man to inherit the kingdom of God. And these kind of things from 7 days people. I learned to fast from 7 days people since as a little boy. I'm still fasting. The only thing I knew when I started lying with them Muslim, I learned the rest of my head and they go and talk to the earth. And I realized the earth is talk back to you. So all these things I want to tell people. Because me really know nothing, you know. I is a builder. I experiment, I just build and design. I just design molding, concrete molding, ancient artifacts. And God show me them thing. Nobody else show me them thing. So all the rest I think God show me. I just want to talk it now about it because I see and I realize the earth in a crisis, especially black people, they set up this system against we and all kind of thing. We killing one another. Plus they initiated all these young black girls. And when these young black fellas go on to them, they're acquiring a certain energy that are studying and watching. Remember, I have 21 grandchildren. So me and one none of them to get caught on the kind of forces I see. So that's why you see I just talk. So my years I have 21 grandchildren. So I just be frightened. Me and one of them to get caught up on them kind of thing because they're going to school, all kind of thing. And with the system of the world, people could get caught. So I just try to say the things that I learned from my parents and them churches things, boy, right? I learned from my parents and them was Baptist, right? And then I come and I joined 7 Days, and then I studied with Herbert W. Armstrong for about 20 years in Ambassador College Agency. And I learned so much. I started studying global affairs, and that's why you see I just talk these kind of things, and I was wonder if it's important. You see, cause and effect. I understand that, Brother Fuhad, I understand what is cause and effect. And I studied global affairs, watching the secret society, all the agenda, the IMF, all the secret society agents.
Yeah.
I just study them, yes.
It is by design. I agree with you. The system is by design the way it is.
Yes, Brother Fuhad.
And we have to change it.
Listen, I just beg God faith answer my call. I just wish you could just play my song, because that song, you know why I write that song for? Because what I see the young black girls and them doing, I had about 2 young black girls, because me and my children mother done, right? But I had about 2, 3 young black girls, and them who make me know they're initiating black women.
Yeah.
I end up catching some of them in a back where they have to end up talking. Right, because they don't talk about it, they talk about it and they nearly go mad, they get caught, they nearly get, how does call them? They just, oh God, they just hold them and put them in a place, oh God, I forget how you call it. But at the end of the day, something going on more than the average people know. And when they see black men doing certain things, committing crime and all kind of things, they don't know what causing that energy.
Yeah.
But sex is a conveyor belt. Sex is a conveyor belt and some kind of demonic force. What they using right now? Remember, I researching it. I'm trying to study when I hear people complaining about what happened, why the youth them killing, all kind of thing. I try to study that.
Yeah.
And listen, when you rest your head on the ground, like what them Muslims do, remember Christians don't do that, but I grew up as a Christian, but I go try out anything I find it looking good. And when I do that, but the earth talking back to you and plenty things, me I no education, I could hardly even read. But when I listen to the earth itself, it's giving me a different message. It's giving me, but I'm not popular. It's hard to make people get to listen to me and whatever. So I just give God thanks. He will bless you for just giving me a hearing.
No problem, brother. And I understand what you're saying as well, right? So blessings. Let me leave it there.
Oh yeah, all right. Yeah. Get that.
Yeah. The vibration, the energy, definitely within spaces and within the mind space as well. For many young people, it really. You wake up sometimes in communities and somebody decide they're playing some kind of music and they're inflicting upon the entire community that music. You know, sometimes late at night, some people, they're so unconcerned with anybody else that it could have profanity, it could have whatever, they're just playing it. And they're playing it loud as well. Old people within the community might have a problem. Children have a problem to sleep. You're exposing everybody's children as well to things that they might be trying to protect the children from. The energy of some of these spaces that we grow up in takes you to a certain direction. The lessons learned in the yards, the frustrations piled together. Sometimes there's a concentration. There's a concentration of a certain economic group or class in one area. That's the way society is structured. So it's frustration economically upon frustration meeting itself every morning and every evening.
Yeah, good day. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you really. You know, and that problem that you identified there, it is compounded when those communities are not organized, you know. When you don't have the necessary social programs and social institutions within those communities to help those people to develop, those communities to develop, That is the problem. That's a major problem. And the representative has done nothing over the years to do so. That is the problem. That's a major problem. And I don't want to go there. But here what's happening. Because I heard you made a point there with respect to the Caroni. Caroni, the workers in Caroni, as you said, and I know, because I traveled. In fact, I spent, as a young man, I spent some years, a little boy, in Central, and more especially Couva and Claxton Bay and all that, Forest Park. And I know when they have the factory there, the sugar factory down there, Caracal and all these different places, right? And sugar cane, and they have Baisa and all these places they call the pen, where they had a set of animals and whatnot there, and sugar. And you had African people living there who work in Caroni, and they benefited. A lot of them benefited from what you call the sugar welfare fund. They built big houses and they were also entitled to whatever benefit was offered on the closure of Caroni. So this thing about trying to put race in I mean, it's just wicked. It's just evil, right? And people have to understand that, because there are certain people who mobilize the base on race. That has always been so. Race, that is what they mobilize on. Race.
Yeah.
Race. That is the key mobilizing tool. You mobilize them on race. And people have to be very, very, very wary of those people. Probably not wary,
but Mr. West, let me be clear to you, right? If you wanted to mobilize your people really on race, why didn't you empower the race? Empower them. Why when you sit, when you choose somebody to be the mayor of Port of Spain, right? Why you choose a Syrian at this one, at that one business belong to a 1%? And then
we are operating on the assumption that those people who look like you and I, that they are in control. They are not in control.
Exactly, and they have no care. The ones that are there selling us out have no care for us.
No, they're not. The fact remains is that if you follow those people, you question the ideology and the philosophy of those people. To me, some people say they have an ideology, but these people they have no direction.
Yeah.
They don't have any vision as to where they want to carry this country. This is why over the last 10 years, this country lost its way. And we are the bottom. If you look at CARICOM, we have in fact regressed,
Yeah.
We have regressed seriously, and people have to understand that we are in the process now of rebuilding.
Yeah.
A serious task of rebuilding. We were at the top. When you talk, let me tell you, I was in Barbados some years ago where I had doing little studies there. But the fact remains is that the people tell you that Trinidad was the capital of the people. Everybody wants to come because you have people from Jamaica, you have those from the islands, St. Kitts, and all these different people, and you interacted with them. And the fact remains is that they had high respect for Trinidad. That Belgian used to tell me they used to come down to Trinidad and go to Chaguanas to shop. It was so nice. It was for the Spain, and they like the food. They go by Excellence, up there someplace in Excellence, in South Pacific Street, where they bought food. And all. It was what Dominicans and all these people say about Trinidad. Trinidad was the capital of the Caribbean, and it has fallen to the bottom. Everything has deteriorated, has declined. They mash up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Abubakar.
Thank you very much. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Morning, Mr. Fuad. First time caller. I'm trying to know how long I'm trying to get to it, but I didn't know the number. This morning I get it.
All right, welcome. Welcome.
I have some complaint to make to you, but to see, I don't know if you could do anything. I have everything, but I don't believe my number for send it on your phone. I don't want to say it off the air now, without you've seen it.
Well, I've seen your number, so what I'll do is I'll just call you after the program. All right, so, and we can see how we can assist.
Yes.
God willing, no problem. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Fuad. You're so helpful and so kind.
All right, take care. Bye. Yeah. So, if you wanted to empower your people, you had the opportunity to do so. But when you sit, and I just give an example, when you put people to sit in the position as mayor of Port of Spain, for example, you put people who belong to a certain sector within the society, and they empower themselves. They take all the leases for all the prime properties within the district. They give to their family and their friends. They in the family about 7 different leases. So you give a lease for a couple $1,000, and then they because of the area that it belongs to and because of the business that is taking place along that stretch, the avenue, etc., they rent for $40,000 and more, an immediate profit of 400-500%. You watch the Western Peninsula where this maritime economic activity is taking place, this supply to all the rigs and ships and etc. Dockyards, this, that. And you ensure that you take all of those properties. You lease properties to big companies for nothing, next to nothing. There's the same supposed government who telling us about we's African, and they have a term, here's a something lick wherever African, if you don't support that nonsense, don't support your own destruction. If you were empowering young people, young African people, if you were empowering Trinidad and Tobago, if you were sharing the wealth that existed between everyone, if you were promoting a healthy middle class, working class, if you were promoting small and medium businesses as well, keeping some kind of balance to the equilibrium of business in this country, of course I would support. But I will see my destruction. I will see the destruction of a whole group. I will see the decaying of my society. And I will just support you because you tell me I of your supposed race, I is a fool. I had to be a fool. Go ahead, brother.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes. Yeah, bring an important point this morning. I see that race thing with distribution. I think I want them to open eyes and to see the people and them in Maracas who supply the beach shares and things they get regularized under this government after a decade, and it's a majority of them who just do that is the black boys and them.
Yeah, just straighten it up and do it in a good way and stop the bacchanal and make all your money. Just do it in a proper way.
Exactly.
Yeah, and don't chase people from the beach by all your behavior. Businesses, you don't have to be too intrusive. If you understand, you don't have to attack people. Take this now, take this now, take this now. Let people feel comfortable. They sit down for free wherever. Then they might say, hey boy, I like how that person have a little shade, and they will come and buy from you. This work together,
and
don't fight.
Their business could expand when you get regularized. And I say now, look at that. These little black boys and them hustling that beach on for years on the beach. And the African government didn't think about regularizing them to expand the business and stuff. But this is the growth, this is the push we're talking about.
But brother,
when we talk about it,
they're lucky
for freeness.
Brother, they're lucky the PNM moved them. Because I remember even the Savannah vendors, you know what I'm telling you? Even the Savannah vendors which have grown and seen entrepreneurs in food and culinary arts develop in a way, right? Even them had a hard time when they start off, you know. We had to protest, we had to stand up because the PNM government want to move them, you know, for the big business now.
So I tell them, the only thing I talk about the Indian and them do these things to help the African man grow. Why PNM do these things? And when you ask about these kind of policies to be implemented, they tell you like freeness. You like freeness.
Yeah.
That's but this program really, so I reckon people should be listening to this for them to see that things do be unbalanced at all. You just get a fair share of things from them, and the other side is trying to blind it like everybody. And our next race alone getting things.
Yeah.
I don't need some.
Yeah, man. All right. Yeah, blessings, brother.
I understand, my brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Yes, good morning, Mr. My brother Fuad.
Yeah, man. Morning.
I want to tell you, blessed morning again. Under the umbrella of the one true and living Creator. You know, I say salam alaikum.
Yeah, man. Walaikum salam, brother.
This morning I listened to your program, and it is enticing. It is encouraging to listen to. You know what? I'm glad you bring up that topic. You know, people mustn't rush people to think, and people mustn't think. We must allow people to make the choice to come and buy and to support you.
Compete with your service, but don't be too aggressive.
Right. I appreciate that. You know why? I'm a vendor. I sell things like coconuts and zabuka and all these different things. And here what happening? Coconut started coming in a little bit as the rain started to fall.
Yeah.
You know, man started downgrade the standard of coconut.
Yeah.
Man started thing, and everybody like they want to outsell one another. You know, we have no unity. We don't have a forum in which we come together and sit down and talk and arrange just how the big businessman does do it and do it. No, we are doing it that way. We're trying to suppress one another and get one another out of the thing.
Yeah.
And that is a sad thing.
Yeah.
And that happening more in the south.
Right.
Yeah, because them fellas can't come in town along the savannah and do that kind of stuff with the kind of price them fellas have to pay for coconut. When you go by people telling you the price that they want for the goods that has come out the yard.
Yeah.
What we really doing when we come and we telling a man, hey, don't pay 60, pay 40, pay 30. What you doing?
Yeah.
And them kind of conversations I hear you with this morning, I call it to encourage you with it.
Yeah.
And regardless of what people say and how people say it, all politicians is 6 of one and half a dozen of the next. None of them don't care about none of it. Don't matter what they put forward, how they put in it forward. We paying them, and we realize that is we who paying them to sit down and to do business, and they're doing it how we want them to do it, and we are allowing that to go on for too long.
Yeah.
6 of one and half a dozen of the next. And always remember, politics have a moral of its own. My brother have a blessed life in the one true and living Creator. Stay strong within him. I pray that he continue to enlighten your dark understanding so that you could bring it out and let the younger ones know this is what we stand for. Do not differ from that. Let us stand for what is right. Have a blessed time. Amen.
Yeah, man. Blessings. Thank you very much, caller. Right? Let we don't cut up one another. If there's a fair price, come to a fair price for something which could properly compensate for the goods and obviously your time and your labor, and work with that. Let us excel in the way that we provide service. Let us understand the whole bigger picture. The bigger picture of Maracas Beach is the experience people will have. And therefore, we have to guard the experience that people will have at that beach. And that would mean that you ain't going to aggressively fight for their patronage. You try to have as best signage as possible. You try to provide a good service. You're kind, you're respectful. And then people will come to you. Don't jostle people. Don't make them feel as soon as they come, oh God, boy. Let us do better. Let us demonstrate a better level of understanding. And let us accept and hold fast to the opportunities that are coming for us as a people and that have already come. Right? So, God's blessings to everyone this Friday. And of course, we have a weekend to to enjoy with family, etc. May God bless you and your families and keep you all safe over the weekend, and God willing, we will be back on Monday. Alright, take care. Blessings.
Radio station is the perfect platform to showcase your products and services. Join us and let your message be heard by thousands of eager listeners. Contact us now to learn more about our affordable advertising packages. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to connect with your target audience. Advertise with this